So I was waiting for the right time to come online and share this message. I got confirmation. Before I begin this video, I just want to say if you're new, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss the content and the messages and the uploads and the downloads that I got for y'all, because a lot of people are going to need it. A lot of people. And right now, I'm really wishing that everybody who didn't know my channel back in 2017, back in 2018, knew about my channel. Because a lot of things that I've seen in dreams and visions, for those who already know me, you already know my gift, my ability. I wouldn't say psychic because I don't like to claim that title. People have called me a psychic, but I don't claim it. So just so you know, I'm more of a messenger. I do have clairaudience, a clairescent, intuition. I call myself mainly an intuitive when it comes to like what I do with this channel. I always say I'm an intuitive. I believe in God. I was raised Christian. So just so people know that are skeptic, don't call me a psychic because I don't call myself a psychic, okay? That's one. I want to respect God. I want to respect God's gift he gave to me to help people, to help myself, to help humanity. So, this is big. And I don't think that people are ready for this. Now, those of you who are watching, make sure you're ready for this message, because what I just saw is what I've been seeing since to play it cute, to play it safe, I would say 2018. If I could really, I could really say, let me get a drink, you all. I could definitely say 2017, to be honest, but I'm going to say 2018 to keep it cute, so that when I go back in my archives, when I go back in my previous messages, my playlists and all that I put on this channel, you guys will see that I've been saying this. More has been shown to me. A lot more has been shown to me. And I've been waiting. I've been feeling like, you know what? Something's not right. Something's not right. This is something that I feel, especially the American media, the American news channels, are not picking up. And this is why I actually believe I turned off the ads and all that, so that I can go live. This is a live video. Y'all know how I do. I do live videos because it's in the moment. I don't like to edit. I don't like to make a video then upload. What you see is what you get. What I'm putting out there is what I'm putting out there, and that's it. Once I turn off the camera, that's it. Maybe something about Australian media. Maybe the Australian media may pick this up before American media, but they're not gonna see it coming, you all. Trust me, they're not gonna see it coming. They're not. I gotta get a drink before I tell you all this, because I want my throat to clog up, and my throat chakra is activated, so I gotta get something to drink. So, this is a lot for me to say, you all. I know some people are going to watch this and say, oh my God, like that's crazy. You're saying something that's crazy. When you see it happen, and if you're lucky enough to still be alive when this happens, you're not going to be shocked if you watch this video beforehand. I'm going to just put it like that. For those who believe in what I'm going to say, and you know my receipts, you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you've supported me for a while, you're already going to know like what I'm going to say is a very high possibility at this point. Very high. Now, I'm going to start off with this whole monkeypox situation. Okay, I received a dream, a vision about severe flooding, weather issues. I saw a disease that was all over the body, all over the face. One second, y'all. There's people mowing. One second. Like my backyard, and people are mowing. So I may have to go upstairs because I gotta get this out, y'all. Let me just move around. Y'all know how those lawnmowers be, they're loud. So I can't talk over that. Ooh, I'll just sit over here. Prefer to sit near nature, but they're out there doing their job. Okay, so let's talk about it. So I had a dream. I received a download really years ago. Literally years ago. And I asked God and I told God, you know, why am I getting this? Why is this happening? I don't understand why I'm seeing a woman with these sores and bumps and bubbles all over her face. That was like years ago. And of course, at the time, C19 and the mpox was not even in the news. And this was at least 2018 that I had this dream. And when I woke up, I was terrified. And I believe I came on here. I have to look at my archive, but I made a video, of course, not titled exactly that. But I remember I made a video, I think it was saying like a warning message or a message for the future or something like that. And in that same dream, there's a massive, I don't know if I can even call it a flood. You know, my words fell short of me, but it was something I've never seen before. There was people with trucks helping other people, rescuing people from under the water. I remember the key location, I believe in my dream, was Texas. Texas is what the vibe I was getting. Now, keep in mind, I've never been to Texas. I would love to visit. I have friends and family in Texas, but I never visited Texas. So, but that's just one of the places that I felt in my spirit when I woke up was, okay, just the way they're talking, what I could see, the terrain, the environment was very much Texas. So I do believe it, like, okay, Texas is one of those places where it's targeted. Okay, so I will put that out here, sadly, for y'all that live in Texas, but that's what I was getting. And I remember seeing cars submerged underwater, like the cars were stuck. People were stuck in these cars underwater. It was just a disaster. It was not only a weather, you know, some kind of manipulation with the weather. Something was happening where there was either some kind of trigger, some kind of offset in the imbalance in nature. It was like a cocktail of disaster. It was a cocktail disaster. And the one of the key parts of the dream that I had years ago that worried me was seeing somebody's face just like the mpox. Exactly how you see it on social media and what they're showing us is exactly how I saw it in my dream. But at the time, I didn't understand what that was. So I was like, okay, this is weird. Why am I seeing somebody's face and people itching? Like I saw people itching their skin, their body, and tears and their skin was flaking and things were coming off. And it was so disturbing. And I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere, but that was years ago. And so now, what do we have? We have the mpox. So that download, whatever that was that I saw that I got, is clearly true. It's clearly true. And a lot of people are talking about the fact that there's not that much security with the power grids. There's a lot of technical issues with the internet, with technology. We're seeing a lot of, you know, shortages and flat lines and outages and blackouts. We're seeing a lot of different things happening. So do what you want with that information, right? Do what you want with that information. But all I can tell you all is they have been planning this. Okay, I cannot say who they is, but it to me, living in this moment right now and seeing what I saw as a warning come to light years ago, And from time to time I ask God, why did you give this channel to me? You know what I'm saying? Why did you give me these abilities? Like, it makes sense. I mean, I know my DNA, my makeup, who I am, my family tree, I understand that. But when I look back at things I wrote down from a little girl about the tree of life and different things like that, and then of course, as you all know, having a spiritual awakening. Yes, meeting my twin flame, which I got confirmation it looks just like me, everything like that. Had my spiritual awakening, had my channel. So many things have happened to me that are so abnormal, but normal in this day and age. Because a lot of people are having the similar experiences. They're having dreams, they're having visions, they're having open visions, they're having open eye visions. They're having, maybe even nightmares. And they're seeing the future and they're talking about the future. And a lot of people I feel do know what's going to happen. Like, to be very honest with you all, I think a lot of people do know what's going to happen. But the sad thing is there's a lot of people who don't. And they're going to be left behind. That the whole Left Behind film, not in that way. Left behind in a sense where they're not going to see it coming. That's what they're trying to say in all these rapture end time movies, is that there's a section, I want to call it a section of people who are profiting off of people's pain. And they're going to continue to profit. So now let me get into, while I'm fresh, while I'm on here, let me now get into the culmination and the realization of why I've been having a certain download vision dream. I'm just going to call it, all in one. Because, depending upon the energy, it could feel like I'm there. And then the next moment, it could feel like I'm looking bird's eye view down. Those who have my gift are those who understand spirituality, supernatural kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to break that down, okay? You're not, I wasn't awake. Like right now, how I'm awake with you all, I'm talking, I'm a human, walking around avatar. Like, no, I was sleeping. And I was seeing everything. I felt like I was there. So I don't know what you really call, I mean, people say lucid dreaming. They have all types of names. I don't care. But I've had download certain dreams over a span of years that, to me, I'm telling y'all, to me, never made any sense. It never made any sense. And I can honestly say that in the past 2 years since C19, it's starting to make sense. Like, there's certain things I will catch myself at the supermarket. I will catch myself driving, thinking about something. And I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I saw. So what is the name for that? I can't tell you. I don't even know, because I don't even care to research it. All I know is that when you get a spiritual download, you need to honor that. You need to thank God for the warning and move accordingly. That's all I know, okay? I'm not going to get technical with the name and what is she and what is that and how, because that's what scientists do. I'm going to leave it up to science. I'm going to leave it up to people who want to study how the brain works. That's up to y'all, but I'm not going to get into that, just putting that out here. I don't care, all right? So, now getting into what I saw. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all, I cannot say things in a certain way on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, with YouTube, I don't know how I can say this without it sounding crazy. Because, like, to me, it sounds crazy. So, here's what I want to say. Okay? Whether America is behind the American people's backs, allies, confidants, investors, spenders of certain people in the Middle East and Asian countries, is a mystery. Because on paper and what they say to the public is one thing, okay? They will go on any channel and declare openly, we are at war with so-and-so. We are not friends. We're not allies. We're not investors. We're not helpers. We're not allies of so-and-so. And then, to me, the energy I got is like, behind closed doors, there's something going on there with money. There's something there, and I'm not gonna get political, but there's something going on where it's a mixed bag. I got a mixed bag energy where not surrender, but it's kind of the energy of like, okay, well, we can't stop the storm is the energy I'm getting. Like, we can't stop the storm, so let's go ahead and toss it over. You know, we're no longer going to become the vision that we thought we were going to be as the American dream. We're no longer going to be able to sustain that for future generations because of, well, the foreign crisis or this crisis, that crisis. So I am seeing a lot of foreign activity. So I think as I'm saying it, as I'm, telling you all what I got and the best way I can publicly, I think it's safe to say that we're not out of the woods. I know a lot of us wanted our gas prices to go down and, the war in Europe to cease, fire and carnage. No. I'm here to tell you the answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. This could go well into 2024. 2025, top of 2025 is what I'm getting right now, even 2033, 2032, because of what I'm seeing. It's like a map layout. Like, what I'm seeing is that, and I know this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to me too, you all, but hey, every time I get these downloads and I feel it to come on here, I'm gonna come on here. I don't care what it sounds like, because I've already proved other things I've said on here that I thought at the time were crazy and came true. So you know what? I'm just going to let it fly. You see what I'm saying? Now, China and Russia, okay, they have something coming for America. Now, I know a lot of people, they love to fantasize about, Ukraine winning and keeping their territory and their people safe. And I don't see that. I got to be very honest with you all. If anything, it would be a very, very 2%, 1%, win. It would be a situation where it would have to take multiple miracles. It would take a lot of miracles to have those people in Europe be safe, be secure in Ukraine. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. And if it does happen, it's because we are sending money. It's because somebody somewhere has sent money and something has happened behind closed doors that is not going to benefit in the long run the American people. That's what I will say. So if it's already orchestrated, they already discussed things that in the media is very contrary to what the reality is. And that's what was bothering me, because it's like they will say things, but then like behind closed doors is a whole other situation. And this is why so many civilians of these countries are dying in mass magnitude, because they're being told lies. Like, they are being told lies. And so because they're being told lies, they don't know how to prepare themselves. That's what I'm getting in my spirit. They don't know how to prepare for the future. So it's one thing if you're going into the future saying, okay, I'm going to have a white picket fence, I'm going to have a loaded 401k, I'm going to have a huge investment portfolio, blah, 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 blah. Real estate, property, blah, 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 investment, blah. And there's another reality that says you're not going to have any of that. There's another reality that's going to say you don't have anything. You don't have anything, actually. Now, how does a person in a foreign land or domestic, how does a person plan for that? Well, they can't, unless the divine steps in and gives them a little alert, hey, this is coming, that's coming. It's deeper than just tracking the stock market. It's deeper than just going to an accountant. It's deeper than going to a guru. Like, this is something that only you and God would know, really, because they're not going to help anybody. So China and Russia are laughing I would say more so China wants to, especially in the West, wants to assert itself as more as the superpower, the alpha energy. I feel like when it comes to America, I see here that Putin will play along with whatever China does. Okay, they have their own set path, their own agenda. Putin has his own vision of what he wants to do with us. But what I'm seeing is that China is easier. Will have an easier time getting to us than Russia, because Russia is European. They have their own issues with the EU, United Nations, Germany, Italy, Greece, all that jazz. So Asian territories and other territories close to them, they have a better way of deceiving us. And I did see something about social media and the internet. Now, they are using certain apps against the American people. To people, it's fun. It's what's trending. It's on the app store, download it. But no, everything they're saying about them using these apps against us is true. So, they are very intelligent, and it's sad because they're laughing at us. Like what I was getting in my spirit is like they're laughing at us because they already have plans to take over districts, counties, cities. What I was seeing, and I saw this in another dream before, and this ain't no tourism spot. Okay, this ain't no like attraction where you go to like New York City, and they have Little Italy, they have they have all these different like little places of like different. No, this is nothing like that. This is something where they would take over, like it's in their language. Maybe even their people migrate over here. Okay, this is something that people have never seen before. It's like where they will literally demolish like a whole city, like to reconstruct it with their name, their people's leader on there, and switch it around. So where American people are living in a society that's not even like American anymore. It's foreign. It's something that is not of our native tongue. It's not English. It's not English speaking. And what I was seeing is like they're using our own system against us. And I don't know if there's anybody really in power that is not pandering to them, that is not giving them resources, that is not trying to eat their dingleberries. Because what I'm seeing is a situation where they're weak. Like what I'm seeing is like America is very weak. Like right now, like they're trying to weaken us. They're trying to weaken what we stand for. They don't want us to have the same kind of beliefs or the diversity. Like they don't want a lot of things that America does offer that other places don't offer, And so what I was seeing is like, not only is technology gonna dehumanize us and control us, and these programs and this technology is made by who? Look it up. It's made by not only American billionaires like Elon and all that, but this is like way deeper than that, y'all. These are program systems and technology that's made by people who are not even rooting for America. They're not even rooting for the American people. They're sent to destroy people. So it's a situation where it's like dangling a carrot in front of somebody's face, promising this, promising that, in return of a country's own pride and sovereignty falling. Like that's kind of what I was getting. Is like, that's what I was getting. It's like you're selling a pipe dream. You're telling people lies, and I also saw something about certain industries Like I was shown about like, you know, the music industry and things like that, and they were like showing me like, okay, there's a reason why they're pushing for certain things in America. Like, don't be deceived. Like, yes, I mean, I like, you know, those other type of artists that are not, you know, born and bred in America. I have no problem with it. I mean, I was born in England, so I'm a dual citizen. I have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is like, it's deeper than that. They're trying to send subliminal messages. Like, we are coming. Like, we are. This is the new America. And a lot of people are not gonna like that or, you know, understand what I'm saying. But like, in due time, you're gonna get what I'm saying. Like, they're throwing subliminals at you. Every time you buy something and it says made in China, they're throwing subliminals at you. They're telling you like, you don't have an America. We own you, basically. Like we're gonna own you, if not already. You're not gonna have the same type of entertainment, places to shop at, things to eat, the language. We're gonna flip the script on all of that. So this could be a warning for America. I'm not, you know, you know, you know, it just, what I was shown, what I was really shown, it is in detail, is very scary, you know, and I don't really want to like say too much into like the detail, because what I'm saying on the surface is exactly what I saw, but just not in detail the way that I was traumatized seeing it. It was a situation where I saw a lot of people, it was a complete takeover. It was basically a takeover, and regular stores, malls, shopping centers were empty. Like, it was crickets. There's nobody there, and everything was just taken over. So where is this Ukraine war going to lead us is the question now. Where is this mpox and the C-19 and all these other things that are just popping up all over the place? Where is this going to lead for America is the big question, because what I was seeing and what I'm seeing right now is a layout. It's a layout of a strategic setup where Russia and China are laughing. They're laughing because, like we said, if you trace the origin of C-19, where did it come from? Okay, and there's nothing like about it. It came from China. So, so this is why I'm saying America is getting mollywopped if this continues, because what's going to happen is we are giving all our money to stop Putin, but they're not understanding that Putin has help. They're not understanding that Putin knows what he's doing. Do people actually think that Putin is going to invade without a plan, without a purpose? Putin has a purpose. Putin has a plan. And whether they call it a truce or not, it don't really matter. He's already done what he had to and will do. That's what they're not getting. He already triggered something off in the atmosphere. So that was the whole plan, was to get us unstable, was to get his neighboring enemies unstable, other countries he sees as a threat unstable. That was his whole point. The whole point was to shake the table. That's what Putin wanted to do. And if he can get more resources and more land in the process, he's happier. But at the baseline of it, he wanted to just test. He wanted to test the stability. He wanted to shake the table. And that's what he did. Putin is doing exactly what he knew he was going to do. I would say even before Biden got in office, he was eyeing that piece of land. He was looking at the possibility of reigning supreme. He knew what he had to do. I'm telling y'all. So don't get it twisted. There's nothing humane about what's happening here. It's all a set. It's like a setup. It's an absolute setup. So I'm just going to say on this video, I would not be surprised if besides the mpox, we have another mysterious thing come up. I would, or a hybrid, or a kind of like a collaboration of some sorts, where it's like two different type of diseases are now one disease. I would not be surprised, because this is all planned. And to us, it's sick. Yes, you know, the little guy, the little girl, you know, as they call it, the peasants, like, yeah, of course, like, to us it matters, but to them it don't matter. So you have to understand that this is all about power, money, greed, okay, the future. This is all about trying to claim land, trying to claim stakes for the future, because they already know that because of what's the condition of the planet Earth, they already know that space where they want it is limited. So they have to do what they got to do. They got to do a little sneak attack, okay? So don't be fooled, America. Don't be fooled is what I want to say. I don't know if any kind of election in that sense could stop anything. I'm not getting that feeling. The feeling I'm getting is regardless of who's there, regardless of what's happening, they're going to push that button. Because because spiritually they feel like, okay, it's time for us to strike. It's time for us to be the global superpower. It's time for us to now have a space army. It's talking about space armies, all that. Okay, Trump re-brought that whole space army. Why do you think that Trump brought that up? You know, before he was booted out of there. Why do you think that? And I wonder if he's going to run again. I don't know. But why do you think that he said that? What he said? Is space down here going to be, is a land down here going to be so ruined and so limited that they're going to have to go up in space? I mean, think about this. To plant crops, to harvest crops. I mean, to stop other forces. I mean, why do you think they're saying that? Why do you think that he was even proposing that before C19? So, of course, people that are in power will be in power, know what's happening. Of course they do. They do. But to save face, to save their candidacy, to save their image, you know, they cannot go on, they cannot talk the way I'm talking. You know, they cannot just say, yeah, you know, we already know this is going to happen to y'all, but good luck, good riddance. They can't talk like that because they're puppets, okay? They cannot talk like that. So understand, if you're asking myself, well, how come they can't just say it? Because they cannot. The hysteria. You know, certain countries that are hanging in the balance, like, for example, Sri Lanka, and even places, certain kind of, you know, uprisings in Albania and Greece and Italy, you know, it's just the beginning. That's just the that is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. That is just like the tip of the iceberg. But what I'm saying is, this could just be a warning. You know, the whole mpox thing I saw from 2018, 2017. So, you know, that we can't stop because it's already in effect. What I'm saying is, the other information I'm giving y'all, other things I'm saying that I'm seeing, I'm telling y'all, maybe it could be stopped. You know, I want to remain positive. Maybe it could be change, a timeline. But the way it's going, I don't think so. But you never know. You know, never say never. So this could just be a little warning, like, okay, you know what? Especially in America, we've got to start moving a certain way. We've got to start standing up for ourselves. We've got to start speaking out about these price gouging and these issues, because if not, they're going to mollywop us. I mean, people that wanted to retire, wanted to enjoy retirement, what kind of world are they going to so-called retire in? If you think about it, I mean, and then as well as, you know, my generation and younger people's generation? What world are they gonna be having to build in, reproduce in, cultivate, nurture? What kind of world are we being given right now? So something's got to change. But anyway, let me just see if there's anything else I want to say that I feel I can say. So the super wealthy Chinese and Russian people, they're going to be trying to buy out property and migrate either temporarily or long term, like you've never seen before. If this continues, okay, they're gonna have a field day, and they're gonna, the prices are gonna be totally out of whack. And in fact, certain areas right now, I already know that there's a lot of people who are rich Russians who are buying a lot of key property because they can. And so people that are natives, they don't have the ability to buy it. They don't have the ability to settle down on a beautiful piece of land because somebody somewhere else bought it over here. So this is what I'm seeing. The housing crisis, the foreign crisis. I mean, there's so many problems. And this is why I'm saying, like, I wonder if anybody, I really wonder if anybody who can help people, who can help us. I mean, I don't want to sound like that, you all, but like going through it, like thinking like through all the things I've seen, like who can help us? Who is going to, I mean, what real powers are going to stop this if they're all in bed together, if they're all benefiting behind closed doors from people's pain and agony? Who is going to stop this? Who in power is going to stop this is my question. And this is why, people have to begin to lean, not to their own understanding, but they really have to get into, faith and remaining confident and strong, because these are not times that are going to be mentally easy. We're not walking into an era, into a time where people are going to be able to just get off work and have a beer and say life is good. Those days are gone. Now people are thinking about, okay, who's going to attack who? We're living in a world right now where people are not quite sure about their savings, not quite sure about their retirement, not quite sure about they're going to be able to afford to have a family. That's the time we're living in. That's a wake-up call that we are all getting right now. So we can ignore it. We can wear our rose-colored glasses as long as we want, and that's fine, because we all have to do that for our own sanity. But what I'm saying is, when you take those glasses off, what are we, especially in America, what are we really dealing with here? What are they asking us to do, all to benefit their pocket? How are we going to strive and thrive? So this is why, I say tap into your spiritual gifts. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say definitely know who you are and what you have to offer the world. And no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, really get in tune, y'all. So, I cannot tell you all the date, the time, the hour. I don't need to, because I'm not God in that sense. I'm not like creating this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what is a timeline. This is what is happening regardless of what I say, you say, anybody says. So we are just participants. We are just observing and acting accordingly. That's all we could do. We're not in the White House, signing off papers and legal documents. We're not. So there's only so much we could do, but we can do something. But what that something is, I'll let you be the judge. So there's multiple countries that want to assert themselves as the new superpower. There's a lot of that I'm seeing here in the atmosphere, where they want to assert themselves as I am the strongest in the world. Like, we are the most powerful in the world. Nobody can compare to what we have, what we bring. Like, that energy right there is being ushered in. So we gotta watch our toes. We gotta be careful, because we don't know who is gonna flip on us. We don't know. I mean, we have an idea, but we don't know exactly like who's going to state that they are an ally and flip. We don't know. We don't know who's going to go ahead of us and do X, Y, and Z to trigger off this, and now we're stuck in this situation and we can't get out of it. I mean, this is what I'm seeing. So I feel America is being taken advantage of. I feel America, what I was seeing is like, we are definitely, some different events are trying to weaken us, trying to pull us to the grave, for sure. But we have to, the American people now, they have to find a way to not only overcome, but strive and live well and live full amongst the madness. So, getting into your meditation, getting into your awareness, being aware of how you are a consumer, what you're consuming, be aware of what you're putting in your body and what you're listening to and what you're agreeing with and how you're living your life, because it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. And I am seeing a manipulation of the market. I am seeing a manipulation of the amount of food, the amount of products that are able to, ready and available to buy, to purchase. I'm seeing a manipulation there. I remember when C19 started, they were saying, you can only get like 2 mega packs of tissue or whatever, cleaning products. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, depending upon how many people are in your household or how big your house is, you may need more. You may need to have to buy 4. But because the store says no, you're gonna have to fight to get that. You're gonna want to run out of the store with it. I mean, what are you gonna do? The food shortages are happening again in big quantities. In fact, I made a video, I think it was last week or the week before that. Time is going by so quick these days. In that context, we know time is not exist, but that's the whole other topic. And we did encounter that issue. I was prepared, obviously, but like, the fear, the panic in people's faces, not seeing something they want to buy, I mean, is sad, but this is what we're living through. And at the end of the day, I think we all have to understand that we can only do so much. So even if you're listening to this video, and good for you, and you're getting, your confirmation, whatever your download, that's great, that's Jim Dandy. But at the end of the day, I just want all of you to take care of yourself, and no matter what they are trying to do to us and to this country and other countries, we just have to understand that we're still here. We are, the world is the stage, but we're still a part of the audience. If not on the stage ourselves, we are still in the fold here. So we can't just, exit off the stage. We're here. So whether we are caught in a storm, just observing, it don't really matter. Like, we're all being affected. We're all being affected. So it's at a point now where I feel that America has to really stand up for themselves. They're really going to have to cut off some money. And I'm not saying to Ukraine, don't get it twisted. I'm saying there's a lot of other places, a lot of other operations that we're putting money into that are not going to, it's actually going to backfire on us, is what I'm seeing. So we don't need to overstep our bound, okay? Because here's the thing, the world is no longer seeing America in that light. They're not going to after what happens with Russia. They're going to say, okay, you know, they got oil, they got minerals, they got wheat, they got this, they got that, they got gold, they got, you know, it's going to shift, I'm telling you. So we are better off just following our intuition. You know, I wish I could tell, I feel like somebody's asking me, you know, about investment and all that. I wish I could tell you all. I didn't get any download about that yet. But I wish that it could be a situation where there could be a bulletproof plan that I could tell y'all, okay, hey, as Americans out here, this is what you need to do with this. I don't have that information right now. You can ask the information. You can consult your guides and your you know, all that, and you could do the work as well. Okay, you can figure it out for yourself spiritually, what you got to do and where you got to put your money at, because that money the money is under attack. And I'm questioning now, how long can this continue? You know, is it going to decrease to the point where they change the numbers and we're getting, you know, I'm seeing so many, I want to scare you all, but I'm seeing so many things here that I'm like, how does one prepare for this? How does one perfectly prepare for this? You know, but it's about taking common sense steps. The common sense steps first is getting your household in order, saving as much money as you can, obviously, and keeping yourself healthy, okay? Because as long as you're here, you can fight to live another day. But if you're having deteriorating health and, you know, all these, you know, anxiety and depression and all these things, it's going to take you out of here a lot quicker. I will tell you that. So if you are struggling, seek help. You know, apply for benefits if you have to. Apply for governmental help if you need help with your, you know, mental disorders or eating disorders or whatever you're going through, because it's not going to get any better. That's why I'm telling you all, invest from now in yourself, because it's going to get harder and harder to be that beacon of light, you know, that positive person. It's going to be hard for a lot of people to keep up that front, you know, like everything is good. And so if you got kids, you got a lot of family, it's going to have to come to a point where you can be that beacon of light in your house. You know, when you're at work and people are depressed, you know, you can help pick people up. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying if you're strong, you can be strong for other people. But if you're weak and other people are also weak, then, you know, a positive and a positive cannot give you a negative. So at that point, there's no overcoming. So we have to overcome and embrace for whatever, you know, it is coming here. Because they have their own mind about what they want to do with us. They have their own agendas about what they want to transform America into. And if we let it, they're going to. And they're going to do it right in our face and right under our nose. And then by the time things get really out of control, we're going to be oblivious. We're going to be like, oh, that's just normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. But they have massaged us and conditioned us into like a hypnotic trance of saying, yes, we will obey. But that's not the reality. So there are some people that are speaking out that maybe in the media labeled as loony and psychotic, and a conspiracy theorist, and they're not. I'm telling y'all, they're not. But that's what they have to be labeled as to still talk, to still be alive, to still be able to have a platform. So some people, I'm not going to name who, but there's some people that know what they're talking about. Okay? But to the mainstream media, there are all types of stuff. But if you extract the image and the labeling that they've given these people on YouTube, on what certain websites, all types of different stuff, you will see that they know what they're talking about. But they're strange to these oligarchs and these people because they don't understand, well, how come they care? You know, they think that people have lost humanity. And what we have to show them is that, no, we've not lost humanity. No, we've not lost our ability to love. No, we've not lost our ability to believe, you know, and that the all-seeing source that made every single one of us. We have to prove that. In this generation, in this era, we have to prove that love does conquer all. We have to prove that we can be balanced. We can remain calm in the midst of a storm. We have to prove that. If you have kids, you got to prove that. When you go to a stressful work environment, you got to prove that every day. Every day is going to be a battle. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So this is why mental health is very important. Very important. And this is why you're seeing so many people who you think have it all, you think that they're so successful. This is why they're taking their own lives, people, because they're not on solid ground. They've not built themselves up for this world right here that we're about to enter into. Okay? They've not prepared mentally for any of what I'm telling you. That's why I said before the video started, make sure you're ready to hear what I have to say. Because can you picture yourself in that? Can you picture yourself living in a world like that? Maybe you saying, Simone, I'm weak, I'm tired, I can't fight back. Well, you're gonna have to work on that. Because we are here. We are here. There's gonna be those of us where we're gonna live to over 100, over 90, over 80, and we're gonna see all of this. So you got to be prepared. And you're going to have grandkids, and you're going to have kids, and you're going to have to be strong enough to have stormed the takeover, the manipulation of the markets. You're going to have to withstand all of this. I will, you will. So there's no escaping this, is what I'm trying to say, okay? So when you know that you don't have a choice, you should rise to the occasion. Even more so, in my opinion. When you know that you don't have a choice, and for your survival and for other generations to prosper, you have to know that you have to take responsibility. So if you're wasting your money on things you shouldn't waste your money on, you know, you're beating down your body, you know, you're abusing your health, you've got to get it right today. Because it's not going to get any easier. That cigarette, that drink, that drug is not going to save you, honey. I don't care how many you take, that pill, that smoke, that dope, it's not going to help you get out of this reality. Because that's the issue. People want to escape this reality. What I'm telling you is there's a healthier way. And that's only going to make you weaker, like I said. Those things you're doing, if I'm speaking to you and you are doing those things, and I want to help you, it's only going to make you weaker. So you have to get out of that. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I didn't say that. I'm not saying that you can't indulge when you want. I'm saying that if it's an addiction, if it's something that's altering your mind and you can't think straight, you can't work straight, you can't be quick in your decision making, then yeah, you got to get rid of that stuff. You got to change your life. Like yesterday I told myself yesterday, and I put it out on Twitter. I said, I'm gonna go back to my fruit and veg cleanse. I don't care how hard it is, because I did it before And I liked the way that I felt. It was very hard, but the way my body was operating was totally different. And it's a sacrifice my money, sacrifice my energy, sacrifice my time, but you gotta take sometimes those hard steps to get to what you really want. Are you hearing me? Sometimes you gotta do the hard things to get the reward, the payoff. So just understand, y'all, I would definitely save your breath on a lot of what they're putting out here on the main television. I would really save my breath on that. Think about your future. Think about what I said and think about your future and think about, okay, what can you do now that maybe, just maybe, will save you in the future? What can you do now, today, that will change the time and will change the course of the quality of your life? That's how we should all be thinking, especially in America. We should be thinking, okay, the chips are stacked against us. We got sharks on all sides. We got betrayers on all sides. What can we do? So for some people, it's going to be getting married, having a family, no longer being a single, entity, a single person. It may be sacrificing to have a family, okay, to get married, to hang up that single card and invest in the next generation. For others of you, it's going to be to begin to change how you eat, your lifestyle, how you take care of your body. And then through the actions you're taking, you're showing people in your family and neighbors and friends and family, hey, this is the way. Stop eating that garbage that's attacking your mind. Y'all heard about Skittles, Starburst, Sour Patch, all these different foods that have toxic chemicals are pulling off the market. It's already been pulled off in the UK, but it's not pulled off in America. I wonder why. Right? Articles and chemicals known that eat up, that literally destroy the brain, literally. And this is what they're selling to kids in the candy stores. So we have to set the example. We have to rise up, and we have to go to the next level, y'all. The next level. Okay? Because it's warfare. Not only is it spiritual warfare, but it's happening right in front of our faces. Did you see how quickly the gas price changed? They waited all that time. The gas price was high. Okay? He said a couple words. How, why, who, we don't know. Within days, 20 cents down, $1 down, 60 cents down, 90 cents down, 80 cents down. So look at how they're playing in our face. Sending all this money other places, but then they can't cancel student debt. They can't do what they said they were going to. So understand that they don't care. They don't care. But it's up to certain people to take a stand, and not just take a stand, but to call it the obvious. It's the truth. And to be able to say, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to deal with this. Why is it that every other country can speak out and demonstrate, but America can't? Canada can do it. Sri Lanka can do it. Greece can do it. Italy can do it. Maybe even France at some point will do it. But we're all quiet. You see, that's the massaging. That's the mind control. That's the deception that they've created for American people. So this is why it's happening like that. So we just have to be aware, okay? And even if on this level it doesn't happen severely as quick, and I pray it does not, we have to understand is that we're able to control ourselves. We have to control ourselves. And it gets to a point where especially on an emotional level, we have to decide, okay, are we going to let this affect us? Are we going to rise above it? And me personally, I've chosen to rise above it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feed my mind with a lot of things that are not healthy. I just don't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? So this is what is happening, okay? There's speak of, you know, come election time, there could be another lockdown. It's on this is not my radar. Okay, if it happens, it happens. You know, they want money, so there would have to be a benefit to doing that. If there's no benefit for them, they're not gonna do it. You know, and we've already seen how Mr. Elon, with all his babies to and fro all everywhere, we already seen what he said about what you call it, working from home, remote work. We've already seen how Elon is already poo-pooing that, saying, you know, if you don't come back to work in person, you're fired. You can't work for this company. So they're really showing people what's going on right now, like in our face. Like they really are making it very clear, like, we don't care if you survive. We don't care if you want to work from home and spend more time with your kids, you know, and actually get 8 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep. We don't care about that. If you don't come back to work in person, you're fired. You know, this is what they're showing us. He's showing us with his own people. So move accordingly, y'all. We have to move accordingly. So thank you all for watching. I think that's all I have to say in this video. There's other messages, other downloads I get, I'll come back. But you know, I had a feeling this video would not be at least 20-30 minutes, even though that would have been ideal. But it's not 20-30 minutes. It's obviously over an hour. So you guys are welcome. And if you want to support in any way, subscribe, for real. Thumbs up. Look at the links in the box below. I do have, you know, Cash App there and PayPal there, whatever. If you want to support in that way, go ahead. This is good soil. So anyway, you all, I hope you understand where I'm coming from, what I'm trying to tell y'all. And, you know, stay safe, take care of yourself, okay?